Hi Geek Nuggets, it's me Taylor. I kicked Lee off the channel today. I am back from Kentucky on vacation as it is Thanksgiving. I wanted to shoot this video to give you some inspiration for a Thanksgiving makeup look, so stay tuned. Hi Geek Nuggets! Okay, so like I mentioned in the intro, we're going to go ahead and do a fall inspired makeup look. I know they are super popular right now. I love watching them, and I always feel so inspired and so creative after watching these, and any makeup artist really. So I wanted to go ahead and try it out for myself, and hopefully if everything goes according to plan, the makeup will look on fleek as always, and yours will too. I am gonna start with, I start with a couple different things. I'm kind of out of the ordinary when it comes to my particular makeup routine, especially a full face makeup routine. I go in with a bunch of different primers and everything like that, because when I put my makeup on, it has to be able to withstand a full day of work, filming if I'm going to be filming, possibly going out with friends, and who knows how late I'm out with them, so...
Getting drunk!
Getting drunk! Off of apple juice, children. So, what I like to always start with, just to give kind of a glow to my skin, as you can see, it's kind of shiny right now, but for those of you that really know me, I'm super into unicorns. And I was lucky enough to be gifted this for my birthday from my mom. It is the Farsali Unicorn Essence. You'll see it on Instagram, as everybody that uses it does those like pink tears. It looks like this, very shiny. It smells like marshmallows. I would imagine that that's what unicorns would smell like. So I go in, just like everybody else, a little bit. Not even a full dropper. Now I look like I'm crying. I'm not, I promise. I already did that this week. And I go in with my hands just to make sure that it sticks to my skin nicely. It, you know, gets an even coat all over my face. Next, I like to go in. I don't have the full size with me because I was traveling, but I brought my mini Professional by Benefit. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway. Just around my nose and right here, and a little bit right here because I do have some deeper pores in my T-zone. So that's where I go in with it. Just a pea size, little tiny bit. And this is such a smooth, velvety texture. And then to hold everything else on, because I kind of have some oilier skin, I go in with the Wet n Wild face primer. It is the Photo Focus Matte. This kind of just, it has the consistency of like Elmer's glue. And it kind of smells like it too. But it keeps everything on, like, all day. So I just do a little bit everywhere else. And similar to everything else, just blend it into your skin. Okay, so now that I am primed and ready to go, I'm going to move into foundation. I usually, for the most part, just on an everyday look, go with like a BB cream from NYX, or sometimes not even foundation at all. Just leave it to the, you know, the essence drops and stay with a glowy skin. But I'm gonna move into a kind of a more medium coverage foundation. It is the CoverGirl True Blend in Matte, or Matte Made in L30. It has a really nice formula. Doesn't have a weird smell. The name of my color specifically is Golden Ivory. I do have some warmer tones. But yeah, I'm going to go in with this and a beauty blender, and then I'm going to spray before I blend out with a setting spray. It is the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix. It is the oil control fixing spray. Just kind of helps keep everything locked in, because like I mentioned, I prefer to have my makeup last all day, preferably minimum 24 hours with minimal touch-ups. I'm gonna go in and do my foundation real quick. Foundation in my hair. Usually I don't have my hair fixed.
You spray before you clean it?
Helps fix it, like set it actually. Blendings will work out. Okay, now that my foundation is blended into my skin, I did forget to mention, make sure to blend down the neck. Don't stop at the jawline. It creates those unwanted lines, especially if you don't have the correct shade of foundation. It creates just a more flawless look. Next, I am going to go into the baking portion. What baking does is it helps set the foundation, especially if you have oily skin like mine. It helps set the makeup, keep it locked in, so that way it remains all day. There are many different kinds of setting powder. The one that I am currently fixed on is the Airspun Loose Powder in Translucent Extra Coverage. This does get everywhere. It will look like I made a mess with flour, because it does get everywhere. So it does come with a little puff. I don't use the puff, I use my blender that I've been using. So now that I am sufficiently even more pasty than normal, I go in with the blender and I basically bake here under the eyes, a little bit on my forehead, and down my smile lines, because I do laugh a lot, especially when surrounded by all my family. I am going to go ahead and go into, I always go with eyebrows after my foundation, because I've been doing that since I've started with eyebrows 5 years ago, maybe. I don't remember when I started doing eyebrows. I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D 24-Hour Super Brow in shade Aubergine, which is English for eggplant, I think is what Lee told me. The reason I go in with this color is, one, I dye my hair red. You can kind of see it. I really enjoy having my hair red, and I like having my eyebrows to match because, you know, if your eyebrows and your hair are the same color, that means it's natural. This is what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, I've already used a little bit of it. You don't need a whole lot. But I go in with that, and then I do go in with the Kat Von D Angled Brush 70. As you can see, that is very small. This will help you get that really sharp tail at the end, so that way your eyebrows can be on fleek too. And once I've actually created the brow, I outline it, do the tail, fill it in, and once I've actually done that, I go in with a spoolie and just blend the middle of it, so that way it gets kind of pink and emphasizes the aubergine coloring. So I'm gonna go in with my brows, and I will show you how they go. So now I have 2 eyebrows. See, I didn't lie to you guys. They are definitely sisters, not twins. But that's okay. They don't need to be twins. If you can make them twins, good for you. No, it's fine. I do not use concealer to sharpen them up. I go full freehand on this, so you can see I got some sharp little nails. So yeah, I don't use concealer. For me, it ends up a little too cakey around the eyes, and then it just messes up everything else for me. So if you prefer to go with concealer, if that's your thing, that's your bag, go for it. I am gonna wipe away the bake because I do have some fallout from my eyebrows just from when it, you know, kind of dried. So I'm gonna wipe away the bake. Once we do that, I will probably go in for contour and blush. Yeah. Okay, so after I have brushed away all of the fallout from the eyebrows, the bake, made sure everything is nice and set, I am gonna go ahead and do my contour and maybe a little bit of highlight under the eyes, because I did just get off a plane a couple days ago. I have some serious dark circles going on, and I did not pack concealer for under eye, and so I might do just a little bit to help brighten it up. But I am going to go in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. As you can see, mine does get some use out of it. I have hit pan on one of my favorite highlighter shades, right there. I always typically go in with this light shade right here just because I do have some pretty fair skin. Every now and then, just during the summer, I'll go in with the bronzier shade. But what I like to do is I like to take my contour, go cheekbones, a little bit under here to shape it up, just a little bit up at the top, and kind of create like a 3. Help shapes the face, and yeah, ultimately slims the girl. And as I forgot to mention, similar to the foundation, make sure to blend onto your neck. If you do the jawline contour, the reason being is because if you just, you know, have a harsh line, it's not gonna be pretty, and it will 100% show up in any photo you take, and you will hate yourselves afterwards. So, tip from Geek Nugget Taylor: blend down the neck. I am going to go ahead and go in with the, probably a mixture of these 2 highlights, just under my eyes real quick. I am going to take the same brush that I used for my everything else, and just kind of blend the 2, like that and like that. And just kind of go a little bit under my eye real quick to hide those dark circles just a slightly bit more. Okay. So I am done with my contour and my matte, non-sparkly highlight. So what I'm going to go ahead and do next is I actually go in with 2 different primers, because like I mentioned earlier, I have pretty oily skin, I would say. It's kind of a combination. Like, this gets really dry, this gets really dry, but this stays oily. So I go in with 2 different primers just to make sure that that color stays like all day. So the first one that I go in with is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the shade Eden. In the shade Eden. And what I do, it does kind of have like a little tiny wand, get the excess, and just gently I go a little bit corner of the eye and kind of outward. That. and then blend. And then next what I'm going to go ahead and do is go in with the other primer that I mentioned. This is actually a glitter primer, but what I love about this is that it gets tacky on the eye, and you can feel it getting a little sticky, so I know it's going to hold things on there. It's almost like when you let glue dry, it kind of gets that tacky. This is the NYX Cosmetics Glitter Primer. It's not focusing on that. And what you do is you take just the smallest little amount, like that is probably even too much, and you go in onto your eye. You'll tap, 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 and then blend it out, and make sure to blend up a little bit so it makes sure to hold everything in place. So I have, like I mentioned, I have 4 palettes that I'm going to use today. I have the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Love this palette. This is literally every color I could possibly dream of as far as any warm tones. I have the Urban Decay Born to Run palette if I want to go, you know, more on the colorful side. I'm kind of feeling these berry colors today. Kind of living for those. Maybe. We might do the green because I got the green sweater. I don't know. I also have the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. And the colors in it are just, I mean, gorgeous. That's literally every color a makeup artist could possibly want for a more natural, nice look there. Last but not least, I do have my Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette, which has the beautiful 3 sections for the neutral, cool, and warm. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I always start with a neutral base. I think on the Naked Heat palette, this color right here, Low Blow, is calling my name today. So I'm gonna go in with Low Blow real quick. Take a couple swipes and just pat it on the eye to make sure I get some distribution of the color. And I did forget to mention, I am going to start with just this eye, just to show you what the final product is going to look like. And then once we get this figured out, we'll do it this side too. So, as you can see, I have a good coating of Low Blow on my eyeball, or on my eyelid, I should say. Let's be anatomically correct. I am going to take, from the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, I'm going to take the shade Weekender, and I'm going to use that to help blend out. I'm going to use it to blend out a little bit, so that way it's not such harsh lines, because I have not yet mastered the cut crease, and I don't think I want to try that right now. Okay, so that is blended out. I want to kind of throw this in here. When you are working with your eyes, please be very, very careful and delicate. The skin around your eyes is very sensitive, and it's thinner than most, like, skin around the rest of your body. So please be careful when doing anything with your eyes. Even with eyeshadow primer, make sure you're not, you know, bashing it in your eye or lightly patting it. Bright orange. It's really calling my name. We're gonna go with that. And we're gonna put that all over the place. for a pop of glitter because it is the holidays. We want to be festive. I'm going in with Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife Highlighter. This is the brightest, sparkliest highlighter I've found to date. So I am actually going to take a little bit on my brush and put it in the corner. Just a bit bright. Brighter than my future. So that is going to be the eyeshadow look. I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other eye, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back with both eyes done. So the next step for me is usually eyeliner. Now there are thousands of eyeliners out there. I have a top 2 or 3. The one I've been using a lot lately is the NYX Cosmetics Matte Liquid Liner. It has a brush tip that you use. Very fine brush tip, helps me create those really sharp wings. My next favorite would be the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner that also has the brush tip. It creates some of the sharpest wings I have ever had. But for right now, we're going to go and move forward with the NYX Cosmetics one to create. I think I'm going to attempt a smaller wing liner. It will probably end up as a longer wing liner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I start from the inside, work my way out, and we'll go from there. A turkey wing liner, yes! Alright, so that is one wing. It didn't turn out too big. It's a little thick, but that's usually how my eyeliner turns out. I'm going to go ahead and jump to the other side and do that real quick. If you are following along at home, a quick reminder to remain calm while doing any kind of liquid eyeliner because it can sense fear. So now that the eyeliner is on, I'm going to go ahead and move on to mascara. I use 2 different kinds. The first one to help kind of break up my eyelashes, I use the CoverGirl Peacock Flare, and to help give a little volume to my eyelashes, I use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. This, in case you are wondering, is a complete dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which is one of my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, now that mascara is on, I am going to go ahead and quickly do my blush and my highlight. For my blush, I use the Urban Decay. It is from the Jean-Michel Basquiat collection, one of my favorite artists. And it's a little quad palette. I go in with this very light shade just to give some color back to my cheeks since the foundation does wash us out a little bit. Remember not to go with too much on this because your family will make you embarrassed enough, so you'll have that natural blush behind the makeup. So next I'm going to go in with my highlight real quick, and just to keep it in the same family, keep it in that warm, holiday, festive, blinding highlight. Who doesn't love a blinding highlight? I am going to go back with the Fenty Beauty in the Trophy Wife shade, and I am going to take my Morphe R36 brush, and I'm going to go in and highlight to the gods. And like I mentioned earlier while I was doing my contour, the only part of my nose that I emphasize is the little tip with just a dollop of highlight. So I'm going to go take off the foundation from my lips, and I will be right back. Alright, and there you have it. I was explaining to Lee off camera on why I did not bring a lipstick. Lipstick gets in the way of eating, and if you take eating at Thanksgiving as seriously as I do, I don't want lipstick all over my teeth while people are trying to take pictures of me eating. So, this is the Thanksgiving look. We'll kind of do a little bit of a close-up and some different lighting to show you guys, but other than that, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me on this, what I'm assuming is a very long video. If you like this video, please feel free to give us a thumbs up and like this video. Also, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so down below. The link to our Patreon account is also down below if you'd like to become a member. And the QR codes for all of this exciting stuff is all around the screen right now. So go ahead and do all of that. You can also hit the bell. I hear it doesn't do much except for go, and that's about it. So, until next time, adios, Geek Nuggets.